common question that we're asked as soon as we are out of school, or just even before we finish school, the common question we're asked is, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And obviously the question starts to bubble in your mind. You hear it everywhere. You hear it at school, you hear it at home, and you hear it as if it's like an expectation for you to know exactly what you want to do. So what you do is you go around and you start to observe the people around you. You might go to those careers expos and you see particular people that you might like, or things that they do, or maybe things that they possess, or a certain lifestyle, and you say, you know what, I want to be like that. I want to have that type of lifestyle, and they do that, so I want to do what they do. You might want to become, a dentist, a lawyer, a carpenter, whatever it is. Your choice really is not based on like a true principle. It's based on just observation and, hoping that this might be the thing that I love. So when someone says, what do you want to do? You're constantly searching for the answer to what do I want to do? And I want to do what this person does. Now, the problem with that is you're stuck in a position where you have to make a long-term commitment to something that you are uncertain of. And what do I mean by that? See, when you're 17 or 18 years old, you don't actually have access to the resources, the experience of the world. You haven't seen the world enough to make a well-informed decision on who or what you want to do. See, the better question to ask yourself after you've come out of high school, or just before you come out of high school, instead of what do you want to do, it should be, who do you want to be? Because the question, who do you want to be, speaks about deeper principles, speaks about a character, speaks about the long term. You're beginning your present with the future in mind. You're saying, I want to be this type of person. I want to be remembered in this way. I want to have and live by these principles. When you start to know who you want to be, you then align what you want to do with who you want to be. You might realize that, at this particular time in my life, before I decide to go to university or decide to commit myself to something for the rest of my life, I want to experience, I want to see, I want to observe the world around me. I want to try different things. I want to learn different things. I want to learn how to be more emotionally intelligent. I want to learn how to communicate effectively. I want to learn how to build and set goals. I want to learn how to be a public speaker. I want to learn how to, understand human nature, whatever it is. But you can spend that time, instead of choosing what you want to do, learning about yourself. So you can have a better and more well-informed way of deciding who do you want to be. Look, ultimately, you're not going to be remembered at the end of your life by what you did. You're going to be remembered by who you were. No one's going to remember, this person chose this degree right after school, and, he made X amount of money and he owned so and so amount of cars. That's not what people are going to remember you by. They're going to remember by who you were. Now, if you spend your whole life trying to chase what you want to do on the basis of other people and other people's expectations, then you're going to come to the end of the life, essentially, and you're going to live, or even before the end of your life, just in your old ages, when 20 and 30 years have passed, you're going to be like, what a waste of time, because none of that matters anymore. So why am I speaking about this? Because you realize this whole conversation started with me changing a question from what do you want to do to who do you want to be? And why is it important? Because when was the last time you sat down, regardless of how old you are, regardless of what occupation you are, regardless if you are a male or a female, when was the last time you sat down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and truly asked yourself, who am I? Like, who am I? Like, what are my principles? What are my guiding values and my guiding beliefs? What is most important to me? How is my relationship with God, with myself, with my family? Can I be doing better? Can I be doing more? Am I really, really happy? Am I content? When was the last time you sat and had this conversation? And this is not a dig at anyone, because the world, especially living in the West, is really fast paced. We understand that. It's fast paced, and you can get so distracted to the extent of not having time to meditate for 5 or 10 minutes, not having time to pick up the phone and call, that really close relative of yours, that close friend of yours that you haven't seen or spoken to in months. We can live in a way and feel like there is just no time. But really, there is time. You can find 5 to 10, 15 minutes in your day, in the morning, before you sleep, during the day, where you just go and you sit down and maybe pick up a book and write down some ideas or ask yourself these questions. But when you're young, when you are a teen, I completely understand that the expectation, society's expectation, family expectations, it holds a burden on you, because you feel like you always have to prove something to someone. You feel like everyone wants everything from me, and you're constantly focusing on that question of, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? What do I want to do? What's next? What's next? What am I going to work in? How am I going to make money? How can I make this person proud? But you're not asking yourself, who do I want to be? And if you start with that question and you start to work on yourself and work on the driving factors, the driving principles, the deep questions of, how did I get to this place? Where am I right now? Where am I going? Then you're gonna live, in a very anxiety-led lifestyle. It really is anxiety leading, and we've been there. I've experienced it, and I've seen so many people that have experienced it, where they hit the age of 25, 26, 27, 30, 33, 34, 40, 50s, and they say, what have I achieved? Who am I? And some of them have money, some of them are successful, some of them have the job and the occupation that they've always dreamed of, and they're really just not satisfied. They're not happy because they didn't ask themselves that question. So I hope that this video just allowed you to see things in a way where you start to focus more on asking the right questions. Because my friends, I tell you that you are the quality of your life. Tony Robbins always says this. He says, the quality of your life comes down to the quality of your questions. If you ask empowering questions that can take you to the core of who you are and what you want to be, and what has led you to become who you are today, and even core questions when you're speaking to people, then you're able to extract powerful knowledge, more valuable knowledge, more practical knowledge that you can take and apply in your life. So ask yourself these valuable and empowering questions and deep questions, so you can unravel deeper parts of yourself. And I'm going to leave a free resource in the description below to help you moving and to get you started in this process. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you have any comments, if you have any ideas or points, feel free to share them in the comments below. Make sure you like, share if you want, if you found it valuable, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.